What I think about the New Children's Act is that it's an amazing leap towards child participation, towards equality for children, because I can actually call the New Children's Act, that is the Children's Act of 2022, the greatest achievement or successful thing for our generation, for my generation, basically. I'm very excited about it, seeing that it is very inclusive. It is the first ever law, first ever Kenyan law to actually mention intersex children, to actually completely delegalize or make it criminal to punish children, that is to administer corporal punishment in schools. So I'm very excited for it.
First, I appreciate the government for seeing that it's good for implementing and reviewing the 2001 Children's Act. I feel that it's a good step that the government have taken to ensure that the children are well represented and their views are being heard in a better way.
What was involved was consultation, a lot of consultation with all types of stakeholders, and most of children themselves, who are the owners of the act. We really wanted this act to replace the true representation of how stakeholders wanted it to be, how communities wanted it to be, how parents wanted it to be, and most of all, how children wanted it to be. So there were a lot of consultations here and there, and sincerely, some of the things also which have made it take so long, related to some different interests. Children issues generally are very interesting and involve a lot of factors. They involve also a lot of sensitivities. So by virtue of the many actors who are viewing it from different perspectives, there was a lot of forth back, and it has taken that long. But thanks to the government of Kenya, thanks to all the stakeholders who have taken part in it, thanks to our development partners, thanks a lot to UNICEF, who have stood up to make sure that they supported us both in technical and financial support where necessary, and thanks to the National Steering Committee that was responsible for finally making sure that the act was in place.
The New Children's Act is quite a good act, because from what I've read about it, it is very engaging on how the child should be, the kind of parental care they should get, the educational, their basic rights. It covers a lot of the basics that a child needs in order to grow in a proper environment.
What I feel with the New Children's Act, it has included some of the things that were not included in the previous acts, like the inclusion of the unisex children. So I feel good about it, but I also feel bad that there's some kids somewhere that don't really have the awareness about it. Yeah.
It's exciting to finally have a new Children's Act giving effect to Section 53 of the new Constitution, or the 2010 Kenyan Constitution. After more than 10 years of waiting since the Constitution was enacted, and we're looking forward now to its implementation. It's one thing to have the new act in place, it's another thing to implement. So as civil society organizations, we are going to do what is within our powers and what we are able to do to ensure that the act is implemented for the benefit of the Kenyan child.
What the government can do to actually make children feel safer and feel like they're more protected is to start by listening to them. You cannot feel safe in an environment where everyone is just telling you what to do. No one is ready to listen to you. No one is ready to even consider your feelings. So the first thing the government can do to make us feel safe is to start by listening to us. The second thing they can actually do is to actually help implement the New Children's Act, because after all, there are a lot of strides made to make sure that we are safe in the New Children's Act, but it is not possible for us to be safe if they do not invest in the implementation of the New Children's Act. So number one, they should listen to us. Number two, they should invest heavily in the implementation of the Children's Act. And number three, they should try and raise awareness on the importance of taking care of the children, because I realize that the society does not actually realize why it is important for us to be safe. They do not realize that we are their future. I think we should raise awareness on the importance of taking care of our children. We do not just need food and education. we need emotional help, we need mental health, with a lot of things as well. And we need support from the government, from the society, and from you, our parents.
What the government can do is try to make sure that children, they're making sure everyone is all inclusive in it, in protecting a child. Like the way there's these child-led organizations such as the KCA, they could have, as they have already started having around all over the country, they could keep the KCA, they could make sure that the KCA children are fully active, and that in everything that is going on, there is everything that is going on, everything that has happened, and anything that is likely to happen, the children are involved, the children have a say, and that they're able to also give their opinion on how they could help, because most of the time, no one knows a child better than another child, even the parents sometimes.
First, the government should make sure that the children's voices are heard and implemented accordingly. Secondly, the government should increase the forums in which the children's voices the government should increase the forums where children will be able to express themselves for their views and their views to be heard. Thirdly, the government should have a child representative in the parliament, the same way we have a representative for the disabled in the parliament, who will be able to say what children are facing directly.
The government can first of all create awareness to those places that don't really know about the Children's Act, the new Children's Act. So they can first create awareness in those rural places, and also they can increase security for these children outside there who feel unsafe and not protected.
Already part of our commitments, dissemination has started in some of the counties. Development of the regulations already is on, going with that support. We have unpacked it. We are coming up actually with uniform dissemination content for all the persons. As I told you, all that is in the Act has to be actually implemented as it is mentioned in the Act. This is a law, and there are no two ways about the law. We have to abide by the law and make sure that it is delivered and it serves the children as it has been intended. In terms of children and how they can hold us accountable, child participation is provided for. There is also a portion on the rights and the responsibilities of children even within the Act. We have children assemblies. We have the Kenya Children Assembly, which is a vibrant institution. We have the Kenya Children Assembly chapters in all the counties and even sub-counties of the country. And we expect children have the venue actually to engage in where they feel they need to ask questions, where they need to take us to task. It's my kind appeal to all stakeholders, all Kenyans, to join hands to make sure that we implement this Act in the interest and in the best serving for our children. I also wish to thank all our partners. However, I want to request them that in terms of dissemination of this Act, for there to be uniformity of the content and for there to be an accurate dissemination, let them always be in touch with the government agencies, especially the Directorate of Children's Services at the grassroots level and other government agencies and the National Council for Children's Services in order to ensure that we jointly do the dissemination and implementation together.